Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. And there you go again, ruining your life. Didn't you listen to anything? Can I get a hello there? 10 things ruining your life without you knowing. I don't know what's ruining your life, but I know what ruined my life nearly this close. What happened? I found out that when my life was going in a downward spiral along my early journey, number one, it was because I had a lack of self-love. What happened? I felt uncomfortable around being with other people. I felt uncomfortable around myself. I was praying there were no mirrors around, because that's what happens when you don't love yourself. You can't look yourself in the mirror. Why? Because your reflection becomes haunting. When you don't love yourself 100%, there is a disconnection between yourself. Your whole body is fragmented. There is no coherency between the body, heart, and mind. There is no communication. So what happens? Many people end up hating themselves. And this affects all our interactions in life. What happened? For me, in generating that self-love, it all changed when I started to see the secret that I had to start having an inner body experience. So many of us, we're having an outer body experience, and that is cool. But what happens with the outer body experience? Now we are more concerned of what other people think of us than what we think of ourselves. And I say the perception we have of ourselves is greater than the perception other people have of us. And at that moment, the self-love started to blossom. I started to realize that, guess what? I am worthy. And the rest is history. The second thing that nearly ruined my life, thank goodness it didn't, otherwise I couldn't make this video right now, is when I used to place value on insignificant things. What I call time wasting. Now, if I'm in nature, there is no time wasting. But a lot of us, we spend our whole life on the sidelines. And that was me. Not stepping into radical action, spending my time rushing around this matrix. And right now, if you're tuned into the frequencies all around us, you already know we're living in the new earth. And that's why this massive awakening is happening. But for a long time, I was so caught up. That's how it was. Because when you're caught up, you don't even have time for yourself. So what I say to myself all the time is that you have to turn the hourglass over. More so, what helped me out of that situation was to realize that time was an illusion. Many of us, we think of time to be happening in a linear fashion. 1, 2, 3, 4. But time, in actuality, everything is happening at the same time. The past, present, and the future are all happening simultaneously. So because of that, I started to realize that it's all a game. And therefore, we can create as much time as we want. It's just a matter of priorities, putting what is most valuable to us at the forefront. Number 3, what ruined my life in my early journey was working in a lousy job which was not in resonance to my true core frequency and core values. Sometimes tolerance, that's the word. We just accept because we think this is all we are worthy of. And it's all a mindset, because wherever we are at that particular time and space, we become a vibrational match too. Right now, with this new level of awareness I have, I couldn't work in those jobs I used to work at. But back then, I was just thinking about making lots of money. But at the same time, I was losing my soul. Right now, I don't have a job. I have a lifestyle. And that's why it feels so good. Because it's in alignment with my true core values. And in becoming your greatest version, I've seen what's helped me along my journey. You have to keep your integrity, because that is what will keep you grounded in this forever changing world. Number 4 was living in constant survival mode. Many of us, we're living in a perpetual state of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. And I saw that was ruining my life. Things were going crazy. We are the only species that has to pay to live and eat, but we are supposed to be the most intelligent. What's going on? Because when you are in the survival program, you are caught up in scarcity. And that's what happened to me along my early journey. I was poor. No, I was poor. I couldn't afford the OR. And that's what happens when you are in survival mode. You forget that we came here to be free. Being free is our birthright. And I am the 2 most powerful words, because whatever you put after that, you become. I am abundance. When you live in that abundant mindset, you start rewriting the program. Survival is linked to fear. Fear is paralysis. What happens when we can't move? We can't become our greatest version. Abundance is about pure movement, expressing what we came here to express, becoming what we came here to become. Number 5, for me along my early journey, was chasing fame. This nearly ruined my life. I grew up, and besides studying, I was producing a lot. I was in the music business, producing a lot of records, and in my mind, I always dreamed of walking on the red carpet. Then I realized you don't need to be a celebrity when you are aware that you are already a star. You see, the occult knowledge, occult means hidden, the esoteric information is that the stars are actually the stars, and they govern everything in existence. But we are all made of stars. We are all made of stars. We are made of stardust. So, in chasing fame, I thought, if I was famous, my problems would go away. What happens to the mindset of people, children, people of all ages, when they see that you have to be famous to be someone in the world? What happens when that message is projected to them? Now they just say, I just want to be famous. But famous for what? And more so, at what cost? Because once you sign away, you don't know what you're signing away. Your soul? You've got the riches, but you've lost your soul, which in essence is your authenticity. Now you can't say certain things. I can say anything I want because I kept my integrity. There were so many deals thrown at me. But at the same time, as an infinite being, this is what I have to do. This is the mission I'm sent here to do. And you already know what I'm talking about because it's resonance. So for me, what I started to realize is that you can still put out a conscious message and reach a lot of people. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I can see it's even gonna grow and grow. I'm not afraid of what I'm doing. I'm afraid of the ones that are gonna come after me, who are gonna drop that knowledge, who are gonna drop that science, who are really gonna awaken the planet. And it's happening. Because we have to see that right now on the planet, it's all about becoming the star of your own show and working together, becoming your own hero, your own guru, and acknowledging the greatness in every single person you meet. Number 6 was I was competing a lot, and that was ruining my life. Because so many of us, we have been engineered from childhood through social conditioning. This has changed the circuitry of our brain. And now we feel that we have to fight to make it. We have to struggle to make it. And what happens when you believe this to be true? Now, you feel everyone is your enemy. So what changed for me was when I saw The Secret. It's not about competing, it's about cooperating. And then you can even have friendly competition. But we are all connected, so competing with one another doesn't even make sense, to be honest. But A lot of us, we don't see the signs until it's too late. But working together, for me, that's when my whole life started to turn around. Even now, I'm working with people who are also in the process of becoming their greatest version. But when I was separate from that, when I was competing, life was going down. Now it's going up. And number 7 is what nearly ruined my life was when I wasn't able to express how I really felt. Now, many of us on the planet, we can't say no without feeling guilty. We can't say yes without feeling guilty. But for a long time, I found that my mouth was zipped closed. Whenever you are suppressing, suppression is depression. So the most empowering thing which allowed me to become my greatest version, I'm still in the process, was pure expression. You have to express yourself 100% without fear. And it does wonders. Number 8 is being desensitized. That nearly ruined my life. A lot of us, we don't want to feel in this society, because what happens when you start to feel? That means you now have responsibility for not only yourself, but for those around you and the state of the planet. So to desensitize myself, I was eating a lot of junk food. I was watching a lot of TV, distracting myself with what I call mindless nonsense. And I saw how empty I was. What changed was when I began to connect more with nature. I began to plant my feet. I began to go to the ocean, take time out. And that's when the pineal gland started to decalcify. The vibration was rising, and it does wonders. Life becomes that much more expansive. And number 9 is where we allow our past to dictate our current behavior. That's what nearly ruined my life. Because when I was growing up, I always thought certain experiences in the past, they were responsible for where I was today. So guess what? I was justifying how I felt. And whenever we justify our feelings, it gives us an excuse for not coming face to face with them. It allows us to remain in the same position. What changed? When I started to see that I create my own reality. And the present moment can be whatever I desire. Also, it's not only me that creates the reality, it's the collective, it's our environment, epigenetics that also affects our reality. But it all shows me in a split second, we can begin to change life for the better and begin to realize this is just the beginning. And number 10 was I am not good enough. For a long time, I had this big feeling of inadequacy. Look, a lot of us, we don't accept ourselves. And what happens when you don't accept yourself? You stunt your own development. Be free to express yourself. And you can only express yourself, what I found along my journey, when you begin to get comfortable with yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. So for me, it was a whole journey of rejecting who I was, my authenticity, to accepting who I am. And I am not who I think I am. I am not that idea. I am beyond that. That means this allows you to be more fluid, less rigid, and it does wonders. Because once you say, I am good enough, you get so much more opportunities coming your way. When you say, I'm not good enough, now you limit the opportunities that come your way. So those were the 10 things that nearly ruined my life without me knowing. Thank goodness they didn't. I'm alive, baby. We're here. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.